Dear ladies and gentlemen, life has a way of bending us. Circumstances, disappointments, heartbreaks, and betrayals, they all try to push us down. But today, I want to remind you of this truth. You were not created to bow to the weight of your struggles. You were created to stand tall and stay strong. When storms come, it's not about whether the wind will blow, it will. It's about whether you decide to plant your feet, lift your chin and declare, I will not be moved. Your strength doesn't come from pretending everything is perfect. It comes from standing in faith, even when life looks messy. Strength is not the absence of pain, it is the courage to endure it. Standing tall is not about arrogance, it's about confidence. Staying strong doesn't mean you won't feel weak. It means you refuse to quit when weakness knocks at your door. So, if you've been discouraged, if you've been pushed down, if you've been told you're not enough, today is your reminder. Straighten your shoulders, raise your head, and keep standing, because your posture of strength will eventually shift your position of victory. 10 key points of the speech strength begins with a decision to rise, even when everything inside you wants to stay down. Standing tall is a declaration that your past will not define your posture today. Real strength is proven in the storm, not in the sunshine. Confidence is not pride, it's faith in who you were created to be. Staying strong means refusing to let fear have the final word. Every challenge you face is a chance to build resilience. Weakness is not failure. It's the space where true courage is born. Standing tall inspires others who feel like giving up. Endurance is the bridge between your current struggle and your future victory. Your strength is not in what you carry, but in what you refuse to let break you. Strength begins with a decision to rise, even when everything inside you wants to stay down. Think about those mornings when you wake up and the weight of yesterday is still pressing on your chest. The disappointments, the rejections, the heartbreak, the mistakes, they don't vanish overnight. They linger, whispering lies in your ear that you're not strong enough, not capable enough, not worthy enough to try again. And in that moment, the easiest thing to do is to stay in bed, to keep your head lowered, to surrender to the heaviness. But real strength doesn't wait until the burden disappears. It takes root in the decision to rise in the middle of it. It is not the absence of pain that makes a person strong, but the refusal to let that pain dictate their posture. When you choose to rise, you are making a declaration against everything that tried to bury you. Rising is not just physical, it's spiritual, it's emotional, it's mental. It's that inner voice saying, I may be bent, but I will not break. I may be tired, but I will not stop. I may feel weak, but I am still here. That's strength. You see, rising doesn't always look like shouting or conquering. It can be as simple as taking the next step forward, showing up when it would have been easier to hide, smiling when your heart still aches, praying when you don't feel like words are enough. Rising is proof that your spirit refuses to stay on the ground, and here's the powerful truth. Every time you rise, you weaken the grip of defeat over your life. You show fear it has no authority. You show pain it cannot hold you hostage. You show failure that it is not your final destination. The act of standing up again, no matter how many times you've been knocked down, creates momentum in your spirit. It builds a resilience that nothing in this world can shatter. So don't underestimate the small decision to get up one more time. It is in those moments that victories are born. Standing tall isn't just about how you carry your body, it's about how you carry your soul. Life will always have moments where the winds of adversity try to bend you, where the storms of disappointment beat against you, and where people's opinions attempt to shrink you. The natural reaction is to bow down under the pressure, to let your posture mirror your pain. But when you decide to stand tall, you're not ignoring what you've been through. You're announcing that what tried to push you down does not have the final say. Standing tall is a declaration of dignity. It says, I may have scars, but my scars are not my shame. I may have been broken, but brokenness is not my identity. I may have been knocked down, but I refuse to live low when I was created to live high. Think about it. The tallest trees in the forest are the ones that have weathered the most storms. The winds that tried to break them only caused their roots to dig deeper. That's what happens when you choose to stand tall in your life. Every rejection, every closed door, every betrayal. It doesn't make you smaller. It actually drives your roots deeper into resilience, into hope, into faith. The enemy of your soul wants you hunched over, defeated, so you forget who you are. But when you rise up and stretch into the fullness of who you were created to be, you remind every obstacle that you are not fragile, you are forged. Standing tall is not arrogance, it's alignment. It's aligning your posture with your purpose. It's realizing that you weren't meant to walk around carrying shame, carrying fear, carrying the weight of people's judgments. When you straighten your back and lift your head, you shift your perspective. Suddenly, you're not staring at the ground of your mistakes. You're gazing at the horizon of your destiny. That's why posture matters, because how you stand on the outside reflects what you've decided on the inside. And when your spirit decides to rise, no force on earth can keep you bowed down. Strength is not proven when everything is easy. It is revealed when everything feels impossible. Staying strong is not about never feeling weak, it's about what you choose to do when weakness knocks at your door. Life has a way of throwing blows that take the breath out of you. Sudden loss, dreams delayed, betrayals you never saw coming. In those moments, strength doesn't look like smiling through the pain or pretending nothing hurts. Real strength is when you refuse to surrender to despair, when you decide that even if your knees shake, you will still take the next step. When you stay strong, you're saying, I acknowledge the weight I'm carrying, but I will not let it crush me. Think about how muscles are built through resistance. Every time you push against the weight, every time you keep going when it feels heavy, you grow stronger. The same is true in your spirit. Every time you resist giving up, every time you push back against fear, every time you refuse to let bitterness poison you, you're building an unshakable strength within you. There's a power that rises in you when you choose to stay strong, even when your emotions are telling you to quit. Because strength is not just physical, it's a decision of the will. It's choosing to say, this storm will not break me, this valley will not bury me, this battle will not define me. Staying strong is a daily choice to hold on to hope, to keep faith alive, and to walk forward with courage even if your steps are slow. And here's the truth. Your strength doesn't just impact you. When you stay strong, you become a testimony for others. People who are watching your life, whether you realize it or not, find courage in your endurance, your ability to keep standing when life tries to knock you down, gives someone else permission to believe they can stand too. Strength multiplies, it spreads, it inspires. Standing tall is not just about posture, it is about presence. It's about walking into every room, every challenge, every setback with a sense of dignity that says, I know who I am, and I will not bow to fear, doubt, or insecurity. To stand tall means to live from a place of confidence, not arrogance. It means you don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable, and you don't hide your gifts because you're afraid they might not be enough. Standing tall is declaring through your life that you were created with intention, that your story matters, and that no circumstance will cause you to fold under pressure. When life tries to make you small, through rejection, through words spoken against you, through failures that whisper you're not good enough, standing tall is your act of resistance. It's saying, I may have fallen, but I will not stay down. I may have been overlooked, but I will not be erased. I may have scars, but I will not be ashamed. Standing tall doesn't mean pretending to be perfect. It means embracing every part of your journey and holding your head high because you know you are still standing, and that in itself is victory. Think about the tree in the middle of a storm. The wind may bend its branches, the rain may beat against its trunk, but it remains rooted, unmoved at its core. That's what it means to stand tall. You might sway, you might feel the pressure, but your roots keep you grounded in who you are. The world doesn't need more people who crumble under comparison. It needs men and women who stand tall in their calling, tall in their faith, tall in their values, unafraid to live out the purpose placed within them. And here's what happens when you stand tall. The atmosphere around you begins to change. People notice, environments shift, fear loses its grip. When you stand tall, others find permission to rise up too. Your strength becomes contagious, and suddenly, you're not just standing for yourself. You're giving someone else the courage to lift their head, straighten their back, and believe that they too can withstand whatever life throws their way. Staying strong is not about denying the weight of what you carry. It's about refusing to let that weight define you. Strength is not the absence of struggle. It is what is forged in the middle of struggle. It is born in the moments when you feel like giving up, yet you choose to take one more step forward. Staying strong means that even when your emotions are all over the place, even when fear and doubt knock at the door of your mind, you decide, I will not let this storm dictate my outcome. That choice, repeated day after day, is what makes a person unbreakable. Strength is often misunderstood as the ability to do everything alone. But true strength is not isolation. It is leaning on the right source, drawing from a well deeper than your own ability, and knowing you don't have to carry the burden in silence. Staying strong means you reach for the hope that holds you together. You lean into the promises that remind you there is more ahead than what